Hey there, Christopher Thunder here from Rider of the Storm and the World's Dirtiest Workshop. This is probably video number 2 talking about the Fountain of Youth of East Malaysia. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, okay, if you're an American like me, your food is killing you, slowly. Now, it comes down to a couple of basic things, such as high salt, high sugar, high fat, food additives, colorings, just about everything you could think of that is already bad for you. Then there's, the more subtle things like the food pyramid that the government created for you when you were a kid 50 years ago, right? Where somehow, some way, beef got in there and milk, right? Cheese, right? So, okay, if you've been around since the 50s in America, where they're showing people drinking glasses of milk on TV, in commercials, and you're watching your cartoons and suddenly somebody comes on and tells you how great milk is, okay, that is the cow and dairy industry using their money to leverage the television business to sell you milk products. Okay. Does your body need any of that? No, it does not. In Malaysia, I can't find a cow in a supermarket. It's impossible. It's almost impossible to find a pig in a supermarket. You go back to the central Pennsylvania region, near New York, and you go into the back of any farmer's market and there's an entire wall dedicated to butchery. I'm not talking about the bad kind of butchery now. I'm talking about the kind of butchery, okay? Where they take a whole pig and they run it through a circular saw, bandsaw kind of a thing, right? So that, the pigs aren't squealing, but boy, you could watch them cut a pig in half and quarter it, cut the ribs away, cut the bacon away, cut the pork shoulder away, and you can smell the meat fresh, and you just can't wait to get it home and fry it. Well, that's Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is really cool. Pork and chicken, right? And a lot of beef. But when you're in Texas, then it's beef, 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 all the way beef. And milk, 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 and cheese, right? And then anything around that people can sell you to add to that to make your life taste all that much better. Breads, kolaches. Oh my God, kolaches. I love kolaches. Yeah, Texas. Wow, so tasty. But all that is slowly killing you. It is. I lost 30 pounds while I was here. Okay, 30. 25, 27 pounds. That's a lot of weight. Didn't take that long. Now, along with that, I had some medical issues here in Kota Kinabalu, and I had to go to the hospital for a couple of days and come back out. And I had some interesting experiences at the hospital, which I'll talk about in another video. Quite funny. I think you'll enjoy it. But what I'm here to talk to you today about is the simpler things in life. Apples, okay? This might not be the best peeling apple. It might not be the sweetest apple. But when it's 85 degrees out and there's no aircon, tangy. Want some vitamins in your system? Go get some of this lettuce. Looks a lot like romaine, but it's not super tasty. You're not going to put salt on it. You're not going to dip it in soy sauce and pop it in your mouth. But you are going to eat it. And it's going to give you energy. You can eat Chinese style. You can eat any kind of style you like here in Malaysia. Malaysia is a very open country. Lots of cultures, lots of food, lots of ways of thinking. Except for the Western ways. The Western ways are very distorted. I'll show you some pictures of a cheese pizza that I got and a burger that I got. When they talk about Australian meat, that's actually east of here, technically speaking, but it's a Western concept to have beef and a hamburger. You just can't get a decent burger here. You cannot get a decent pizza here. even if it's Pizza Hut or Domino's. My God, so bad. There's a Mr. Pizza here. It's a New York style pizza joint. They sell a buttered pizza dough kind of a pizza. It is mozzarella cheese, but the dough is so buttery that it's a little distasteful. It's gourmet style, New York style pizza. Not something that people favor around here, which is why it's not so popular. But they have a small chain. Staying away from these things will, chances are, shave a couple years off your life, meaning you will live longer. My face has kind of moved in, my chin has moved in. I have a lot more energy. I'm stronger again. My muscles are showing again in all kinds of places. I was pretty fit for a while. Now that I'm older, I'm starting to realize that I was superhuman at one point, just like those people you see on TV. I was. I had a 52-inch shoulder set and, a 32-inch waist. I was Sylvester Stallone. I mean, I had the body, and I showed it. But these days, I'm looking older. I'm still able to function like a younger guy. When the guys watch me scuba dive, they look at you go, yeah, this old dude, right? Yeah, I still have a great time. But to continue to have that great time, you have to learn to eat. And you have to learn to do it in Malaysia without sugar, salt, and fat. Now, I got this bun from the bakery and I added a piece of cheese to it. And for some reason, see the yellow in there, everybody seems to want to make a bun with something special in it to try and sell that bun. Please don't. Just give me some bread. I want bread. Just bread, please. Bread, hard, crusty, crunchy. Take it, put it against your chest and rip it open bread. That's what I want. I want to hear it. I want to smell it. And then I want to put it to my face and just kind of rub it all around and then rip off a small piece and pop it in my mouth and chew it. That's what I want because I'm American. Here, you can't get that kind of enjoyment out of your bread. You'll get some sliced bread for sandwiches, maybe, and it might be okay and it might not. But all that's going to go away. You're going to find yourself eating, bits of melon, right? So here's an example of a yellow melon that I'm going to eat today. Okay, isn't that beautiful? That's just lovely. Oh my God. This is the upside to Malaysia and East Malaysia, Borneo, is the fruit. It's gorgeous. It's incredible. You should see this other melon I got over here. Unbelievable. Crunchy, not too sweet, but tasty. So you have to imagine that flavor that's in between the sugary melons of Texas and Pennsylvania and whatnot, and some of the more less sweet fruits that you find in the rainforest. That's what this is. Oh my God, so good. Now there's going to be seeds in here, but so great. And I got this one over here. Golden, sweet, sea-melon. Favorite of that seed. Now, this is knotted pretty good, so what I'm probably going to do is I'm just got to have a sharp knife with you. And you have to be super careful because getting open these packages, the plastics here are not like they are in America. Things are hard to get open. And then the plastics sometimes are not very good for taking out the garbage. They tend to disintegrate, which is a good thing. But great stuff. Can't wait to slice that open and try that. There's other foods that might appeal to you, but you kind of have to focus on chicken. I'm sure everybody out there knows what this is. Okay. I just made this 30 minutes ago. Deep fry, simple. Tastes just like McDonald's. Just like anything else you can get in the freezer section at your supermarket. But delicious. low in fat. It's not that ground up stuff that you get at McDonald's. This stuff is great. So, I'm not going to show you the product or anything like that, but I'm just saying, chicken here is way better. Mostly because the chickens aren't on antibiotics, which acts like a steroid on the body. They say it makes the chickens healthier in America, but what it does do is it makes the chickens monstrous. When Grandma came over for a visit and she saw chickens in America, she's like, oh my God, is that a really chicken? Yeah, twice the size of your chickens, still a chicken. How do they get that way? Antibiotics. Okay. Why do you think girls are getting giant breasts at 10 years old and hips? And boys are doing stranger things when they're younger. You know? It's all this food that they're eating that the industries are saying isn't affecting them. Milk, hormones, right? All of that. These are the things that are killing you slow in your older age. It's the same things that's making you develop fast in your younger age. Kids in America don't look like kids here. They're starting to, because kids here go to KFC and they go to McDonald's and they eat junk food, just like Americans have been doing for decades. But kids used to be small and thin here all the time, just super thin kids, rail thin. Now as they're hitting 10, 12, 13 years old, they're getting big like Hawaiians are. Remember that. The world is a changing place and industry is not helping. Tastes are different, the products are different, the menus are different, but the concepts are still the same. Kids are getting fatter earlier because of junk food. Now, about tastes. The example of that is this. Here in Malaysia, when you go to the fun fair, and I have video of that, I'll probably show you some of those. Kids will scream the same way on a ride when they're Muslim, whether they're Christian, whether they're Malaysian or American. They still scream the same way. But when they go over to the snack stand, it's a corn dog with mayonnaise. Oh my God. And if it's not just mayonnaise, it's mayonnaise and barbecue sauce, Asian spicy tomato-based, vinegar-based sauces that they put on these things. Excuse me. Still knocking out some COVID. Yeah. Kids eat the craziest junk food and they get so sick on these rides. It is funny to watch when your nephew's going, "Bump, bump." Well, okay, you rode that spinny round ride for 15 minutes. You know, the rides aren't short here. The rides run for a while for $1, right? When you're paying $10 for a ride in America and it lasts 30 seconds, here you'll ride for 6-7 minutes until you're sick for $1, all right? But the kids are eating these crazy, super oily, eggy, greasy, you know, fun foods. They're just different from what I ate when I was a kid. It was basically a sausage dog and breading that's deep fried. Pretty simple when I was a kid. And then you'll load it up with salt, pepper, and all those other things that are unhealthy in America. But it's butter, right? Put butter on that sometimes. Things are different here. You tend to focus on the basics. And it's fruits, vegetables, chicken, and lamb. Mostly because it's a Muslim country and people stay away from pork. And there are no cows here. Cows are very hard to come by here, which means there's no cow butcher. There's nobody slicing up a cow in the back of the supermarket. There's no huge red meat section. It just doesn't exist. You're lucky to find chopped up chicken in the back of a supermarket. That's how things are. So, yeah, that's the tail end of COVID. Stick to the basics. And you will live longer and you'll survive COVID. This is Christopher Thunder, making probably the longest talking video I've made so far about nothing. And I hope it helps. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Come on, off.